Everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Conde.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Welcome to Tattletales. Thank you for tuning us in today. We have a lively group today, all ready to win some money, and we have 3 celebrity couples who are dynamite, and they're going to win the money for them, and here they come. On my left, winning money today for the blue section, Barbara McNair and her husband, Mr. Rick Manzie. How are you, Rick?
Fine.
Ready to go, huh?
Fine.
All right. Barbara, let me ask you, how have you been with the blue section?
I've never been with the blue section before. This is my first time.
Oh,
yes.
well, then there's nothing to worry about. You have no track
we're going to win
here.
some money, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to say. Now, Barbara, you have something coming up that we should tell our viewers about.
Oh, I'm going to open at the Carlton Inn in Three Rivers, Wisconsin on the 29th of August.
29th of August,
yes.
Three Rivers in Carlton Inn, Three Rivers, Wisconsin.
You got it, yeah.
They'll be there. Now,
okay.
Here today, winning money for the banana section from the world champion Golden State Warriors, the champions of all the world in basketball, Mr. Rick Barry and his wife, Pam. I think the bananas are going to be wonderful for you today.
For sure.
I think so.
Don't you think so, Rick?
We need some help.
No, you're doing terrific. You're going to have a good time with them, and they're very kind. They have a way about them, the bananas. They can also turn on you like that. Winning money today for the red section seems only appropriate to Patty Deutsch and Mr. Donald Ross. Patty and Donald are new mommies and daddies, and how is your baby Max?
Max is terrific.
Yes?
He's doing real good.
He's tops and tots.
Tops and tots? That's funny. And how are things on Dinah? Donald is a writer on Dinah's Shore Show.
Tops and tots.
Tops and tots. No. Okay, listen, if you guys are ready, here comes the first question worth $150. This is it. Men, think back to before the two of you were married. When you first began seeing your wife, which did you feel first, love or friendship? That's a leading...
Those are the only 2 categories?
I'm so glad you limited it.
Yes, right.
Those are the only 2.
Hold on a minute. I'll say it again. Think back to before... This whole audience laughed before I ever got there. Think back to before the 2 of you were married, when you first began seeing your wife. Which did you feel first? That's not the end of the sentence.
Thank you.
Love or friendship? Okay? I tell you... See, this is the dirtiest group, I tell you. Think it over, fellas. We'll be back in a moment. Off they go. Barbara, what did Rick feel first?
Well...
love or friendship?
Yeah. Well, he liked my friendship, but he loved my love. He kept telling me, I couldn't understand what he would hang around a lot, What do you want, I would say. He said, I just want to be friends with you,
Yeah.
And then later, it's a friendship. I'm gonna say friendship.
You couldn't really talk about the later too clearly
right,
there, could you?
Yeah.
Started with friendship. Let's bring him on, see if he agrees with you. Rick, when you first started seeing your wife, which did you feel first, love or friendship?
Bert, it's always been love.
That's not what the lady said.
Well, see, that was what I was going to tell you about later. He said that he loved me from the beginning, but I was never quite sure if it was friendship or love when we first started.
You weren't sure, see.
But he always used to say he wanted to be friends with me. But okay.
Well, okay.
I lost that.
All right. Wrong is wrong, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But you've got plenty of time to come back.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Pam, what's Rick going to say?
Gee, this is a very difficult thing because we weren't friends. We started out the opposite.
You started out as enemies?
Yes.
You didn't like each other first?
No. It was all a sarcastic thing.
It was hate at first sight?
Yes. So obviously it couldn't be love, so the next best thing would be friendship. So let's try friendship.
You went from that to friendship and then to love?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Sorry, yellow section.
Let's see what he says. Don't say sorry yet. No advance cop-outs allowed here. Let's bring on Rick. Hey, Rick, when you first began seeing Pam, which did you feel first, love or friendship?
At 17 years old, it has to be friendship.
That's it. You are right, sir. Were you
so long ago.
17 years old?
I was 17.
Really?
I was 15.
Really? Yes. I know it's...
That's why I couldn't remember.
That's-
So long ago.
Yes, at 15, better be friendship. Thank you, Rick. You're right. Patty, what's Donald going to say?
Oh, I think it was straight friendship until I offered to have his hat reblocked.
And you know, the terrible thing is I understand that perfectly. I've known you both much too long.
That's the pity of it all. Yes, I know.
Although we don't say love, friendship, or hat blocking, we just say, what do you want to go
Just,
for?
Huh?
No, that won't do for an
He
answer.
told me it was love, but that was, you know, an ulterior motive. I'm going to say friendship.
He said, how do you do? I love you, baby. I love
Yes,
you.
I love you, I
I
love you.
love you, I love you, I love you. You're going to say... You're gonna say friendship, right?
I think so.
Okay, let's bring him up.
Yeah.
Hey, Fast Donald.
Yes, Fresh
When
Bird.
you began seeing Patty, which did you feel first, love or friendship?
Well,
Well,
when I think of friendship, I think of my Uncle Herb, my cousin Dave. When I met Patty, it's love.
No,
love.
that's not what she said. Sorry about that.
What did Patty say?
Well, guess.
It must have been the other thing,
Yeah.
obviously.
good thinking.
I'm not stupid, you know.
Smart as a whip.
Can I?
What can you watch?
Can you elaborate on what she said? I'm curious to know what
No,
she.
you'll watch the show sometime in August.
No. Sorry about that, Donald.
What did she say?
Never mind, you're wrong, Donald.
But I'd like to
That's
know
all
what
there
I'm
is to
living
it.
with.
You're wrong.
He's not a good loser.
I'd like to know
Pam and Rick
why
are
I'm
right.
living
They
with
got
her.
the whole pot, gang.
I'd like to know
start
something
things
back
rolling,
here.
And then maybe Fast Donald will get a victory. You can't tell. Come on back. Here we go. I tell you, it's madness today. Stick around. This question is worth $150 as well. Both Rick and Donald, you've got to catch up. Little Rick and Big Rick. I say Little Rick. Little Rick is 6'2", and Big Rick, that's why, you know, he's 6. What are you, Rick? Big Rick?
5'20".
5'20". 5'20". That's terrific. You're about 6'8".
Very good, Bird.
6'8". I just snapped that off. I wasn't sure. I just thought I'd take a wild guess. Of course, if you read a program or watch television, you're going to know how tall Rick Barry is. Here we go, fellas. Men, you're watching TV one night, and the set starts acting up. You kick it, and it starts to work again. Next night, same thing, only this time you have to kick it twice. The next night, it takes 3 kicks to get it going. The next morning, would you call the TV repairman, or would you keep on fixing it with your foot? Or would you start wearing boots to bed? One or the other. Okay, your set goes on to blink one night. You kick it once, it starts to work. Next night, it's 2 kicks. The next night, it's 3 kicks. The next morning after the 3 kicking night, would you call the TV repairman, or would you keep on fixing it with your foot?
Is this how you get your kicks?
Never mind. I'm not going to kick that around anymore. Take it over, fellas. We'll be back in a moment. Off they go. Pam, you got all the money. We'll start with you and Rick. What would he do? Of course, if he kicks a television set...
it wouldn't work the next night
That's
anyway.
right. He kicks it, it'll go out the window.
So I would have to say he would tell me to call the repairman, but I mean, we would go with the repairman.
You would go after the 3rd kick, you'd bring in a repairman.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. They all. You see, they've got all the money now. Now they're so confident. They're all sitting there going, "Yes,
That's
that's a good answer." Yes. Let's bring him on. Rick, what are you going to do now? You've given that thing 3 kicks the night before. Are you going to go for 4 kicks, or are you going to call a TV repairman?
Well, since my motto is don't do anything today that you can put off until tomorrow, I'd probably keep kicking it to the one on the blink.
No, that's not what Pam
I can't believe this is him.
said. It's him.
That's me?
It's
Rick.
that. At least last time I looked, it was. Yes.
Rick, really, think about that. I mean, when do you ever fix anything anyway?
I know, but
would-
we have plenty of TV sets. I just get another one.
Whatever, turns you on. Thank you, Rick. Patty, what's Donald going to do?
Fast Donald.
Fast Donald.
Mr. Money. He would kick that set till he was blue in the face. He still has the first Dumont.
The Dumont?
The first Dumont with the round screen.
The round screen is 7-incher, right?
He just keeps that around to kick.
100 kicks
Oh,
now.
man.
Yeah.
You kick it till he's blue in the foot.
This is true, too.
All right, you'll say he would keep kicking it. Let's bring him on. Hey, Fast Donald.
Yes.
Okay, now you're up to 3 kicks a night.
Yeah.
Now you're going to kick...
I am? I didn't even feel it.
Never mind. You've kicked it last night 3 times.
Yeah.
Now what's going to happen? Are you going to go on and keep on kicking it every night? Or are you going to call a TV repairman?
Bert, now try to cheer up.
I'm punchy. Oh, my.
You're punchy?
Yeah, no, I'm kicking.
You're punchy and I'm kicking.
Yeah, right.
A little
Come on,
home
Donald.
dance act,
It's a half-hour show, Donald. Would you answer the question, please?
Well, since my foot doesn't get $14 an hour, I'll keep kicking it.
That's it. You're absolutely right. You haven't blown a tube in your foot in years, have you, Donald? Barbara, what's Rick going to say to this?
Well, as we have never had a TV repairman in our house.
Really?
And our TV sets work by one thing, hook or crook. If
Right.
it takes a fork in the back of the aerial or
Whoa.
whatever it takes, he'll do that. We have never called a TV repairman, so I imagine he would keep on
He'll
kicking.
keep on kicking. Let's
Yeah.
bring him on. Rick, now what's going to happen? You've kicked the thing now. Last night it took 3 kicks. Are you going to go on kicking it, or are you going to call a TV repairman?
Well, I'd have to get tired of kicking it first.
Wait. What? What's the
So
answer?
you'd call
No.
a...
I'd have to get tired of kicking it first, so...
So you'd...
What's the answer?
Well, I'd keep kicking it, I guess.
I say you'd have to get tired of kicking it first. Okay. Barbara, Rick, Patty, and Donald split it in half at halftime. We'll be back in a moment. You come back, too. We have the second half coming up. See you in a moment. I'm holding in my hand something that I think everybody would be interested in seeing, especially since we've been talking about Max. This is Max. Patty and Donald's Max. Isn't that beautiful? All right, now, this question obviously involves Max. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know.
He's only 5 weeks old. Give him a break.
Well, wait a minute here.
How much could he know?
You'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know what Patty and Donald look like, right? Here's a picture of their new baby, Max, and you all have a copy of this picture to study. Everybody in the back, the girls in the back have a picture, and you guys can see this one. Here's the question. Who do you think Max looks more like, Patty or Donald? Don't say anything.
You mean Patty admitted he was mine?
Yes, she certainly did. Okay? You all know, here's a picture of their new baby, Max, and you all have a copy of this picture backstage, too. So here's the question. Who do you think Max looks more like, Patty or Donald? All right, go away, ladies, and think about it. We'll come back and see how you feel about it in a moment. And we'll start with you, Donald, oddly enough. Daddy?
Well, I mean, this is all new to me. I'm going to say, see, it's strange. Well, you see, he does have sort of a hat on. I would say Patty will say he looks like me.
That's what we're after, of course. You think Patty will say he looks like you?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring on Patty and see what she says. Patty.
Yo.
Now, you two are probably the authorities here, although I don't know. I guess we all have our opinions. Who do you think Max looks more like, you or Donald?
Well, now, see, since this picture was taken, he was only 23 days old then. He's grown a mustache and a cigar.
Oh, well, then let me help you out
So he
here,
looks
then.
more like me. No.
No, wait. Let me help you out then. Does
What?
that help it at all?
What did they do?
I just put a little mustache on Max to see if that helps.
I see.
Bert, anybody says you don't have taste.
Can't do that to that beautiful baby.
It is a nice. Now, he really doesn't look like either one of us to me, but I think he looks more like Donald.
That's
like
it.
me.
That's what he said.
And less like Ed Weintraub, thank God, because that's the dog.
Isn't that funny, though? Gee, Donald, we're starting to look a little alike. Do you feel that way? No? I've got the mustache
Bert,
on now, yes.
I haven't had the heart to tell you this.
What is that?
But you and I have been married for 3 years.
Oh, my goodness. I'm getting rid of this quickly. Let's move right along. Rick, what's Barbara going to say?
I'd say that she would say, looks like Donald.
Looks more like Donald. The baby looks more like Donald. Okay, let's bring on Patty, see what she says. I mean, Barbara. We know what Patty said. Barbara, who do you think Max looks more like, Patty or Donald?
Yes. You know, when they first handed me the picture, I figured this must be Max because I'll tell you another reason later, but I think it looks more like Donald.
That's right. That's it. You have a share of the pot?
He has an aura of redness about him that looks like Patty. You notice the hair and the little red mouth and everything that look like Patty.
That's
he looks
true.
more like Donald.
Okay, you got it. You're right. Rick, what will Pam say?
Well, I think Pam will go along with that. I think it looks more like Donald. I'm glad you put the mustache on. I was going to ask Donald to shave his off so I can get a better look.
Get a better look, yeah. Okay.
And for $1.25, he would have.
Yes, that's right. Patty said for $1.25, he would have. Okay, let's bring on Pam and see what she says. Here she comes. Shh. Pam, who do you think Max looks more like, Patty or Donald?
Well, I'm trying to visualize him with the mustache.
Uh-huh.
And I think he looks more like Donald.
That's right. You're all right. Everybody got that right, Donald. It must be so. The world thinks Max looks like you. We'll be back in a moment with our $300 question and decide today's show. See you in a minute, Max. go. $300 riding on this question will decide the whole Wakes. This is it. Ladies, it's for you. Ladies, is there anything in the world that's more important to you than your husband's approval? Ooh, that's thorny in there. Ladies, is there anything in the world that's more important to you than your husband's approval? Think that over. We'll be back in a moment. Off they go. Donald, we'll start with you. Ooh. Anything in the world that's more important to you than your husband's approval?
No, than her.
I'm asking her that question.
I would say yes.
That there is. But you don't have to say what it is.
That's right. I'm going to say yes.
The answer is yes or no, so you will say that Patty will say yes. Let's bring
Yeah.
her on, find out. Patty,
Yo.
you don't have to name it, but is there anything in the world that's more important to you than your husband's approval?
Besides a good nap?
Whatever.
Yes.
That's right. You got it. Hard question.
I'd like to find out what it is.
Your hat is at the top of the list.
The hat. That's
Now,
more
wait,
important.
does Patty have, do you have something in mind?
Do you have anything in mind? Donald was asking you.
Oh,
I was.
lots of things.
Really?
I mean, your love,
Yes.
certainly.
Yes. See?
See? That quieted him down.
Yeah, there's one.
But that curled his little mustache.
Thank you, Patty. Rick,
You're
how
welcome.
about Barbara? What will she say?
Yes.
There is something more important
Yes.
than your approval. You're not going to name it, but you don't have to. That's
Well,
right.
I can't think of it.
Okay. Let's bring on Barbara and see what she says. Barbara, is there anything in the world that's more important to you than your husband's approval?
I'm afraid he may think so sometimes, but no, there isn't.
No, that's not what he said.
I figured that. He
Well,
said
you had
show
to-
business, right?
You had to answer truthfully. No, he didn't say. He didn't name what it was. And you answered it truthfully, and that's that. That's the only way to play this game. You got to go with what you think is right. Rick, what about Pam? What would
Well,
she
here
say?
we are again, win or lose, huh? I was
This
hoping
is
you
it.
got that because I can only tie then.
This happens to you every time, doesn't it?
It's incredible.
If you get this question right, you win it for the bananas.
Oh, wow.
If you don't,
See, she's really thrown me off what Patty said because love, and that's something different than approval. So if that's the case, I would think that my wife would want to have my love be more important than my approval. So I'll have to go along that's something different.
okay.
other
So
than
the answer is yes
I
then.
wouldn't pay attention to
No,
what
it was a
he
very good
says.
comment, I think, what she made there. It's a good statement that she made.
Really
The only
think
thing
of
I
it-
can hope is that she doesn't think that approval means love.
Okay. All right. That's the predicament. Absolutely. That is the rub. Is there anything in the world that's more important than your husband approve? And you'll say
The
she'll
section
say,
you want me to go the other way? It's your money. No.
No, I think they agree with you.
You
The
agree
answer-
with me? Okay.
Then the answer is yes. There
That
is
there is
something
something more important than my
your
approval.
Let's bring her on. Shh. Pam, don't be nervous and don't tense up.
Oh.
This is for the
Say
whole
it
game.
slowly.
This is for the World Championship.
Yes.
Is there anything in the world that's more important to you than your husband's approval?
I live for him. His approval is everything.
No. That's not what he said. Guess what, guys? Patty and Donald are going to write. Time is up, and they win it for the red section. We will be back in a moment and let you know how much they won. Mayhem, absolute mayhem in the red section.
change your passwords often, so we are too.
Yahoo!
Password Plus, now followed by Super Password.
Welcome to whatever this is.
Because it's always good to change your passwords once in a while.
You understand what I'm saying?
Password Plus and Super Password. Today, starting at 2. On Buzzer. Let's play.
Hey, guess what? Patty and Donald did it today. $425. We had a grand $1,425 for the red section. That's all we have time for. Thank you all. You were great. And so were you. And thank you for watching us on Tattletales. Bert Time is saying so long, everybody. Bye.
This is Gene Woods speaking for Tattletales. A Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production. This program has been edited for broadcast. Stay tuned for musical chairs next over most of the CBS stations.